Alright, let's settle one of the biggest debates in the comic book universe. Who would win in a fight? Supergirl, the Girl of Steel, or the Scarlet Witch, the Master of Chaos Magic? This is a classic showdown of raw power against reality-bending magic. And believe me, the answer isn't as simple as you might think. On one side, we have zor-el, a Kryptonian with abilities that make her a living god on Earth. Super strength that can move planets, invulnerability, flight, heat vision that can melt steel in an instant, and super speed that lets her circle the globe in seconds. She's a solar-powered battering ram, a symbol of hope and unstoppable force. On the other side, we have Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. Her powers are complicated. It's not just about throwing red energy blasts. She manipulates probability, she warps reality itself. With a single thought, she can rewrite the fabric of existence. Remember the no more mutants moment? That's the kind of universe-altering power we're talking about. She doesn't just break the rules of physics, she writes new ones. So, how does this epic confrontation even begin? Imagine this: the skies over New York City. Chaos erupts, not from an alien invasion, but from reality itself, twisting and groaning. Buildings are torn from their foundations, floating like jagged islands in the sky. Cars are suspended in midair, and the very color of the sky shifts to a menacing crimson. At the center of it all is Wanda Maximoff, her eyes glowing with red energy, grief and power creating a storm of chaos magic. This isn't a malicious attack. It's a cataclysm born of sorrow, an uncontrollable magical outburst. Suddenly, a blue and red streak cuts through the chaos. It's Supergirl, arriving on the scene not as an aggressor, but as a first responder. Her first priority is always saving people. She zips through the floating debris, catching falling civilians, reinforcing crumbling structures with her strength, and using her heat vision to carefully weld girders back into place. She calls out, "Wanda, stop this. People are getting hurt." Kara's approach is direct. She sees a problem, and she uses her immense power to fix it head-on. She believes that enough force, applied correctly, can solve anything. But Wanda is lost in her own world of power and pain. She doesn't see a hero. She sees an obstacle. She sees someone trying to contain the very force she can no longer control. "You don't understand," she whispers, and the whisper echoes across the city like a thunderclap. This is the only thing that's real. With a flick of her wrist, a wave of scarlet energy rushes toward Supergirl. Kara braces herself, expecting a physical impact. But this isn't a punch. As the magic washes over her, she doesn't feel pain. Instead, her powers flicker. Her flight stutters, her vision blurs. Wanda isn't attacking her body. She's attacking the source of her power. She's trying to rewrite the very laws of solar radiation that give Kara her strength. This is the core of the conflict. Supergirl operates on the principles of Kryptonian physics, but physics nonetheless. The Scarlet Witch operates on magic, which is, by its very nature, the suspension of those principles. Supergirl tries to power through. She unleashes a full blast of her heat vision, a concentrated beam of pure solar energy. In any other fight, this would be a finishing move. But it's not aimed at a person. It's aimed at a force of nature. Wanda doesn't even flinch. She raises a hand, and the heat vision beam freezes in midair, crystallizing into a beautiful, yet terrifying, ruby-red sculpture. She then shatters it with a gesture, the fragments of frozen energy dissolving into harmless red butterflies. This is a critical moment. It shows Kara that her greatest offensive weapon is useless. Brute force isn't going to work here. Wanda is playing a different game entirely. She could, in theory, simply say, "No more Kryptonians," and that would be the end of it. But her power, especially when driven by emotion, is often chaotic and not that precise. Realizing her usual tactics are failing, Supergirl has to change her strategy. She can't overpower Wanda, so she has to outthink her. She has to get close. Using her incredible speed, she doesn't fly at Wanda, but around her, creating a vortex. The goal isn't to harm her, but to disorient her, to break her concentration. For magic like Wanda's, focus is everything. The wind howls, the floating debris is whipped into a maelstrom, and for a moment, the scarlet glow around Wanda flickers. It's working. Kara sees her opening. She breaks through the vortex and closes the distance in a nanosecond, but she doesn't throw a punch. Instead, she grabs Wanda, not to hurt her, but to hold her, to ground her. She flies straight up, away from the city, away from the chaos they're creating. taking Wanda with her into the upper atmosphere. "Wanda, listen to me," she yells over the rushing wind. "Look at what's happening. This isn't you. This is Supergirl's greatest strength, and it's not her physical power. It's her hope, her empathy, her unshakable belief in the good within others." She knows that beneath the reality-warping sorceress is a woman in immense pain. For Wanda, this physical connection is a shock. She's so used to dealing with energy, with concepts, with magic. The simple, solid feeling of being held, of another person trying to connect with her, breaks through the haze of chaos magic. She looks down and sees the devastation she's caused. The crimson sky begins to fade, and the floating buildings slowly, carefully, begin to descend back to their foundations, guided by a flicker of Wanda's subconscious desire to fix what she's broken. But the battle isn't over. Wanda's power is a cornered animal. Feeling vulnerable, it lashes out one last time. She unleashes a massive psychic assault, not just on Supergirl, but on her mind. Kara is suddenly flooded with her worst fears and greatest sorrows. The destruction of Krypton, the loss of her parents. Every failure, every person she couldn't save. It's a devastatingly cruel attack, designed to cripple the mind and soul. For any other hero, this would be it. But Kara Zor-el is a survivor of planetary genocide. She has lived with this grief her entire life. She has processed it, accepted it, and turned it into the fuel for her heroism. She staggers in the air, her grip loosening, but she doesn't let go. "I've lost my world," Kara says, her voice trembling but firm. "Don't make the same mistake. Don't lose yours to this pain." Her own resilience, her own hope, becomes a shield against Wanda's psychic attack. She's not just enduring the pain. She's showing Wanda that it's possible to survive it. That's the turning point. Seeing her own pain reflected in Kara, but also seeing Kara's strength to overcome it, shatters Wanda's magical rampage. The red in her eyes subsides, replaced by tears. The chaos magic recedes, the world snapping back to its proper form. The sky turns blue again. Wanda slumps against Supergirl, the immense power finally retreating, leaving only an exhausted, heartbroken woman behind. So, who wins? In a straight fight, if Wanda is at her peak and truly wants to win, she could likely erase Supergirl from existence with a single sentence. Her power ceiling is, for all intents and purposes, limitless. But that's not how these characters work. Supergirl's victory doesn't come from punching harder, it comes from her spirit. She wins by refusing to treat Wanda as a monster to be defeated, but as a person to be saved. She weathered the storm of chaos magic, endured a direct assault on her soul, and won by an act of radical empathy. In the end, it wasn't heat vision that defeated chaos magic, it was hope. Supergirl proved that the strongest power in the universe isn't the ability to destroy reality, but the strength to hold it together, starting with one person at a time. It's a powerful reminder that true strength isn't just about what you can destroy, but what you can save. What do you guys think? Could Supergirl's hope and speed truly overcome Wanda's reality-bending abilities, or would chaos magic ultimately triumph? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this epic showdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next battle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.